Hi, this is Rob G. Welcome to Savvy. Today we're going to talk about problems. Now, before you hit stop, pause, before you click away, I'm not here to tell you about my problems. I just want to talk about the mindset of problems. Now, everybody's got problems. You've got yours, I've got mine. I don't think there's a person out there who doesn't have problems. Actually, I know there are some people, you go to a cemetery, those are the only people without problems, because they're gone. They got nothing to worry about anymore. But seriously, problems are really a mindset. And I start out with the word problems, but you're gonna see how we're gonna switch that in a minute here. The problem with problems is the way you look at them. It's not the things themselves. I know there's some people out there who they really don't seem like they have a problem in the world. They're happy, they're smiling, they're talking about good stuff in life. And sometimes people wonder, man, they don't have any problems. They don't have a care in the world. Not true, because I know some of those people, and in conversations with those people, I find out they just don't focus on the problems. That's all. Not that they don't pay attention to them. They don't sweep them under the rug. They don't stick their head in the sand like an ostrich, waiting for the problems to go away. They just look at them a little bit differently. Some people make excuses for why they have problems, or why they continue to have problems, and woe is me, and if only I can get rid of these problems, I'd be happy. Well, they're really just giving excuses for why they're not winning in life, why they're not hitting their goals, why they're not happier. And excuses are evil things that give you an out from addressing the problem. Now we're going to turn it around a little bit, and we're going to say, we know you have a problem, all right? Everybody's got one, but if you look at it more like a challenge, and I want you to relabel it. I don't want you to call them problems anymore, because problems are too hard, too tough. But a challenge is a call to action. A challenge is something that draws you in order to overcome it. Challenge is often associated with games. Here's the next challenge. And you get all, your adrenaline kicks in and you get all amped up and you're ready to meet it head on. But a challenge is really just a problem in a different perspective, and a challenge invites you to overcome it. So then what does that lead to? That leads to solutions. So in looking at challenges, we're looking at it as something to be solved, not an obstacle that stops you from moving ahead. So focus on solutions. So as soon as the challenge comes up, think, what are the solutions? And here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna look at what the challenge is, and then I want you to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to brain dump all over the paper, right? Any solution at all that pops into your head, I want you to write it down. Don't judge it, don't evaluate it right then and there. This is a free thinking exercise in which you're gonna see how many solutions, no matter how ridiculous or impossible the solution may be, write it down. So you're gonna brain dump all over the paper, you're gonna get them all down there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the next step. Okay, the next step is you're gonna look at that list, and then you're gonna quickly find the top 5 that are the most viable solutions. Now again, don't judge them right then and there, except on what is most realistic. So in other words, a challenge to you might be like, I need to come up with $5,000 right now, like tomorrow. All right, and you may go, okay, how to come up with $5,000? Number 1, rob a bank. Don't rob a bank, okay? I'm not talking about ridiculous solutions, although I kind of want you to write it down because it gets it out of your brain so you can move on to the next thought. But really viable solutions in that top 5 are what I want you to put down. So if you needed to come up with $5,000, say by next week or next month or whatever it may be, I want you to think, you could borrow the money. You can go sell something that you already own. In your business, what can I sell and how many of them do I need to sell in order to make that $5,000? You can go to the bank and ask for a loan. If these are the ones, top 5 out of those, and then you're gonna look at those top 5. Then I'm gonna tell you what to do next. Okay, now take your top 5 or even top 10. Now go meet with somebody you trust, a mentor, a coach, a friend who is a good listener, who is a positive person, and you respect them, and they're fairly smart, at least of average intelligence, but just a good person with a good head on their shoulders, and just bounce the ideas off them and just get some feedback, because you're gonna need the objectivity of somebody else to bring to light some things you might not be thinking of. So this is part of kind of a brain trust thing, but when you bounce ideas off of somebody else, the two minds together sometimes come up with a better third idea than the 2 ideas you guys have. So you have an idea, you bounce it off him, he says, what about this? But then the 2 of you collaborate, and all of a sudden you've got a better third idea that was better than the 2 you originally thought of. So I want you to bounce them off somebody, see what they think about them, and based on that feedback, here's what you do. Out of that conversation, you'll soon discover what maybe the best 1 and 2 viable solutions are, and then pick one and make a plan to put it into action now. Okay? Don't wait. Anytime you allow a cooling off period from a good idea, chances are you're gonna spend the next 24 hours talking about why it's not a good idea and why you can't do it. It's human nature. So if you've already thought about it and discussed it and it seems like a viable idea, go ahead, make a plan, put it into action right away. And you may have to make some corrections along the way, but think about this. You went from, I've got this horrible problem, to, I got this challenge. All right, I'm game. I came up with a whole bunch of solutions, and most of them bad. I bounced them off somebody. I came up with a couple of really good ones, and I think there's this one of them that won't work, and I've got a plan to achieve it, and already I've taken a few steps, and it looks like I'm gonna make it. And I promise you, you put that process into place with most everything, no matter how small, I'm telling you, you're gonna make strides. You'll make strides past everybody, because average people focus on problems and successful people focus on solutions. And as a business owner, all right, we are problem solvers. The people who solve the biggest problems make the most money. That's just the way it works. Solve little problems, make a little bit of money. Solve big problems, people will pay you big time, because ultimately, anybody who hires you for your services, they have a problem or a challenge, right? And they're coming to you as the expert on how to meet that challenge and provide solutions. When you provide solutions to somebody, man, you are really valuable. So I hope that helps. I want you to leave some comments below, maybe some challenges that you've had and what you did to overcome them and the results that you've gotten. I want to hear them down in the comments below, and please subscribe to the channel if you're finding any of this valuable, and keep tuning in on a regular basis. I'm putting new videos up every week, all about mindset, business ownership, and design. And as always, I'm Rob G. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and remember, always be learning, always stay savvy. Have a good day.